9 years in investment banking, 3 years studying accounting. After more than a decade immersed in the financial world, I've witnessed up close the habits that trap the middle class in the rat race. These habits tether people to jobs they despise, forcing them to sustain lifestyles that seem non-negotiable while their larger ambitions wither in the background. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some of these habits and, more importantly, how you can break free from them. Thanks for your subscription and like. Habit hash 1, settling for less than you're worth. One of the most common and damaging habits is working for less than you deserve. It's no secret that employers often pay the bare minimum to keep you just content enough to not walk away. The strategy: pay employees the least possible while giving them just enough to prevent them from quitting. Sound familiar? Think about the people you know. How many haven't received a raise in years? Or worse, how many got a meager 3% or 4% bump, barely keeping pace with inflation? That small raise essentially means you're being paid less than the year before, despite gaining more experience. Then, when someone finally decides to leave, the company scrambles to find a replacement, often discovering they need to offer a much higher salary just to attract new talent. It's a classic middle-class habit, staying comfortable, accepting this reality is just the way things are. The predictability of that paycheck, arriving like clockwork, creates a false sense of security. But here's the truth. Staying in this comfort zone keeps you locked in a cycle. Sometimes the best move you can make to escape the rat race is to seek new opportunities. When you switch organizations, pay increases can often range from 10% to 20%, far higher than the incremental raises you'd get by staying put. If you're pouring your energy, your soul, into a job and still feel underpaid, it's okay to leave. It's okay to walk away and explore other industries, to network, and to uncover what the market is paying for your skill set. Yes, the idea of starting over can feel daunting, but imagine a 30% increase in salary, money you could funnel into investments that generate passive income. Suddenly, the inconvenience of switching jobs seems minor compared to the potential rewards. Habit hash 2, living beyond your means. The moment people land that first full-time job or receive a promotion, there's a natural instinct to upgrade their lives. And what do they upgrade first? Their car. Even if they don't have the cash to buy one outright, they can now afford the lease payments, right? This is where the trap tightens. Car financing is structured to make you think you can afford a more expensive vehicle than you really can. And the harsh truth? It's one of the biggest wealth killers out there. That shiny new car locks you into a cycle of debt, keeping you chained to a job you might not even want, just so you can keep up with the payments. Instead of falling into this trap, take a step back. If you can't afford to buy a car outright, the rule of thumb is to ensure your car payments stay within 15% of your annual income. So if you're earning $60,000 a year, that means your total car expenses, payments, insurance, maintenance, shouldn't exceed $9,000 annually. The takeaway? Cars are a notorious trap for those trying to build wealth. Stick to what you can comfortably afford and use the savings to invest in assets that appreciate over time rather than in liabilities that drain your income. Breaking free from these habits requires a shift in mindset. It's about recognizing the comfort traps and daring to step outside them, seizing control of your financial destiny instead of letting it control you. The second thing people tend to upgrade after landing a new job or promotion is their home. Banks, ever eager to lend, will often offer you 4 or 5 times your annual salary to buy a house, tempting you into a bigger, shinier space. With just a slight salary increase, you can suddenly afford a lot more home. But here's where caution comes into play. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Buying more house than you can realistically manage is a trap many fall into. The golden rule here is that your mortgage payments should never exceed 28% of your gross income. That's income before taxes. Stick to this, and you avoid being financially stretched too thin, living paycheck to paycheck, just to keep a roof over your head. If you're serious about mastering your finances, I offer a free Money MBA 5-day email course. In it, I break down how to allocate your money wisely, with one email dedicated to the best percentages for spending, saving, and investing. It's linked in my description if you're interested in taking control of your financial future. Habit hash 3, relying on a single source of income. If the past few years have taught us anything, it's that relying solely on one income stream is a precarious strategy. The pandemic swept across the globe, leaving millions jobless in its wake, and even now waves of layoffs continue to be announced. When you rely on just your day job, you're placing your entire livelihood in the hands of your employer. That's a risk most middle-class workers take without a second thought. By banking on just one source of income, you're one disaster away from watching your cash flow disappear. A key step to breaking free from the rat race is diversifying your income streams. This could mean taking on a second job like babysitting, driving for a rideshare service, or better yet, starting your own online business. It could also involve investing in income-generating assets like the stock market or real estate. Don't hand all your financial power to your employer. Explore other avenues and make sure you're not tied to one paycheck for survival. Diversification isn't just for investments, it's for your entire life. Habit hash 4. Ignoring the importance of saving for retirement. Picture this. You're walking down the street, and suddenly, you drop $50 because there's a hole in your pocket. The next day it happens again and then again. What would you do? You'd probably fix your pocket or replace your purse altogether, right? Yet many people don't apply the same logic to their finances. When we neglect saving or investing for retirement, it's like letting money slip through that metaphorical hole. Even though most of us know that failing to invest is essentially losing out on the magic of compound growth, we still don't act. And why? Often it's because we lack the resources or tools to guide us. We don't know what to invest in, or we're unsure of what's right for our specific situation. But ignoring this vital step is like willingly leaving money on the table. Naval Ravikant, in the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, wisely states, "You're not going to get rich renting out your time. If you want financial freedom, you need to own equity, be it in stocks, real estate, or a business." Owning a piece of something that grows is the key to breaking out of the rat race. The message is simple. Don't leave your future to chance. Start saving, start investing, and let your money work for you instead of constantly trading time for money. The faster you take control of your financial destiny, the closer you'll be to true freedom. If you're unsure where to begin with investing, two great places to start are index funds and target date funds. These options are designed to build a diversified portfolio based on your retirement goals and the year you choose to retire. The sooner you start investing in your future, the better off you'll be in the long run. Time, after all, is your biggest asset in the game of compounding. Habit hash 5. Consumption versus production. Let's talk about how money flows in and out of your life. It's easy to view this through the lens of income and expenses, but a more powerful way to understand it is by thinking in terms of production and consumption. Money flows into your life when you produce something of value, whether that's through your labor, a side business, or an investment. On the flip side, money leaves your life whenever you consume, be it a car, a streaming service subscription, or your morning coffee. Many people fall into the trap where their consumption far outweighs their production. This is especially true when you consider that the average American holds a debt balance of around $96,000, and in the UK, the average personal debt is over £33,000. The simple fact is that money is leaving faster than it's coming in. You need to flip this equation. Focus on reducing consumption, minimizing unnecessary expenses, while putting as much as possible into production, into activities and assets that generate income. This is key to getting ahead financially. Habit hash 6. Ignoring financial literacy. Financial mastery isn't just a nice to have. It plays a pivotal role in shaping the quality of our lives, whether we acknowledge it or not. We often pour energy into our mental and physical well-being, but we tend to neglect our financial well-being, even though it has an equally significant impact on our day-to-day life. In your 20s, it's almost understandable to not focus on financial literacy. You're busy living, dating, exploring new places, and splurging on things. And because you're likely not earning much at that stage, the consequences of financial ignorance seem limited. But if that mindset carries over into your 30s and 40s, it becomes increasingly difficult to undo the damage, and the repercussions will echo throughout the rest of your life. There are some foundational aspects of finance everyone should understand: knowing how taxes work, understanding your income and expenses, and getting the most value out of your money. These things aren't taught in school, so it's up to you to seek out that knowledge. If any of these topics interest you, I'd be happy to create content to delve deeper into them. But ignoring financial literacy ensures that you'll stay in the cycle of working for money instead of letting your money work for you. Habit hash 7. Doing what everyone else is doing. In today's society, there's enormous pressure to spend, and this isn't just for those earning low to middle incomes. I've worked with people making well into six figures who still live paycheck to paycheck. Why? because they're caught in the trap of spending to impress, to look rich rather than actually being rich. They buy expensive clothes, luxury cars, and flashy accessories to keep up appearances and feed the image of success. But in reality, their finances are a house of cards. If buying nice things genuinely brings you joy, go for it. I'm all for spending money on things that make you happy. But if you're doing it to keep up with what everyone else is wearing or to post on social media for validation, that's a different story. This is what keeps people stuck in the middle class, spinning their wheels in a status-driven society, always chasing the next thing. And it's this mindset that keeps you firmly planted in the rat race. To break free, you need to get clear on your own values. What are you truly working for? Do you want to travel the world, start your own business, or perhaps quit your job and never answer to a boss again? Whatever it is, make sure your goals align with your personal values, not society's expectations. The rat race isn't about working a traditional 9-to-5 job. It's about living life on the edge, constantly chasing after the next paycheck, the next promotion, or the next material possession. I hope this has sparked some thoughts or given you ideas about habits to avoid. Thank you for watching.